Hi, and welcome to Reviewing with Kodi. I'm Tommy. And this week, we're going to review the horror movie It Follows, which, if you haven't heard anything about it, you must be living under a rock, or it already got you. So let's just start at the beginning then, shall we, Tommy? Okay. So the movie opens on a random house. Some girl is she runs in like a big circle and seems like something is maybe chasing her, but you can't really tell. She runs out of the house and then you hear her front door open again. And then she runs in like a big circle, runs back into the house, and then her dad is there, but I guess he just drove up or something. And then she drives to the middle of nowhere to a lake, I'm assuming, or the ocean, and has her brights on and her tail lights on, looking at the exit, making sure something doesn't follow her. And then it becomes daytime, and the next thing you know, she's dead and her legs bent backwards. And then in the next scene we see the lead person. Her name is Jay. This is the only character name that we remembered at all, because they weren't very memorable names, or characters weren't really there. But we see this girl named Jay. She's swimming. She's with her friends, and I guess it's her sister. It would be her sister. Her sister has a friend, has friends, a girlfriend and a dude friend, and they're just hanging out watching movies. And then Jay, she goes on this date with this random guy who's like, maybe like 4 or 5 years older than her, or whatever. Nobody really knows. It's all a mystery. But anyways, they end up having sex in like an abandoned building, and then she drugs her, or no, and then the random guy drugs her and ties her to a wheelchair. Yeah, and then this is where everything starts to get all horrible and horror-y. And this guy, she wakes up and this guy is just standing there. He's looking for something, and he basically explains the rules of what's going to happen to her now. The person's going to follow her no matter where she goes. She'll eventually see it, but she can avoid it or just pass it off to someone else by having sex with them. And so it's like the ultimate STD, or the worst STD. It's even worse than children. And so he explains to her it's going to follow her, and that she shouldn't let the thing touch her. And those are really the basic rules of the whole thing. And he stops in front of her house and just throws her on the curb, and then her sister sees her and calls the cops and stuff, and it wasn't really rape, or she said it was consensual. So it's a big whole mess, but and everyone around the whole neighborhood's like, oh, those girls and their mistakes. So yeah, and then the next day Jay goes to school like everything's back to normal, and then she sees just an old lady in a hospital gown just chasing her around school, and she finally goes home, and she convinces her sister's friends to stay with her for the night. And sure enough, the monster breaks in, but nobody really. I mean, she's the only one that can see it. Basically, if it's chased you, you're the only people who can see it. And so they have this big sleepover, and she almost gets attacked. You just see it there. It's got like a boob hanging out of its bra, and it's drooling everywhere, and it doesn't look very attractive. And it's just in slow motion trying to attack her, and she runs upstairs and tries to lock herself in. And her friends end up opening the door and letting the monster in. So she just runs away to a park, and then this long-haired guy, who becomes kind of important a little bit later, shows up and is like, oh, I can drive you anywhere. So yeah, he drives them to a lake house. Yeah, so they go to the lake house. They're like, oh, it'll be far enough, we'll be able to find it eventually. And then we go to this lake house that this guy has, I guess, and they're just sitting there waiting for the person to come in, or the monster to come in. I don't know what they were really thinking. They thought maybe they could outrun it or something, but the monster eventually comes. It looks like one of the sister's friends, and it just starts pulling her hair and dragging her. And then the not long haired dude hits it with a chair and gets like hit and like knocked back 10 feet. Then the girl finds a gun and starts shooting at it. So you can shoot the monster, which comes in effect later. But yeah, she shoots her. She shoots it and then drives away and gets in a car accident. I think, yeah, a car accident, and then is in the hospital and has sex with the long-haired dude that took her to the lake house. And she's like, "Oh, watch out! It might come and fight you." But he's too cool for that, so he sticks around. And then eventually Jay sees the guy go into the girl's house, sees the monster go into the guy's house, and it turns into the dude's mother and attacks him and just sort of just like grinds up against him with all this weird mucusy stuff, and it's really disgusting. Yeah, so after the dude dies, she realizes that it's going to revert back to her, and she goes out to a lake house, or to a lake, and maybe has sex with 3 dudes. Nobody knows. Because you see her start to take off her clothes, and you see 3 muscly dudes. Of course, they could have been gay. That might have been the biggest hint. But then the next scene, she's driving wet. So, maybe that happened. And then, so they have a final standoff at a pool. Yeah, and so the big confrontation is at the pool, the big epic, and it shows up as her dad. So I think her dad is dead or something, maybe. But it shows up as her dad in a wife beater. And their plan was to get electronics in the pool and basically electrocute it to death. But Jay's in the pool, so I don't know how it really worked out. But so the monster's just throwing electronics at her, trying to kill her, or trying to get her to come out. I think it's afraid of water or something. But so the one dude who hasn't died yet, he pulls out a gun and tries to shoot it, but accidentally shoots one of shoots the sister's girlfriend, and just right in the leg. If this didn't, and the movie takes place in Detroit. I didn't know that until about this point in the movie anyways, but it takes place in Detroit, and if it wasn't taking place in Detroit, all this would seem farcical. But I totally believe it's 100% true. That's how it happened. But they end up shooting in the head, pushing into the water, and there's just this big red cloud in the pool. And the monster might be dead or might not. And then Jay has sex with the one guy friend for, I guess, safety or whatever. Who knows why. And then just the last shot of the movie is them walking hand in hand. And there's someone walking behind them, so maybe they killed him or maybe they didn't. I don't know. Maybe there will be a sequel. Probably. Seems to be that everybody likes this movie. So, Tommy, what was one big thing that you loved about this movie? Oh, it's definitely the score. The score was top notch. It was very electronic, it was like a John Carpenter score. Yeah, exactly. I love the score. Bought it immediately and downloaded it. Just listened to it ever since. I don't listen to it at night because if I do, I won't go to sleep at all. Yeah, that monster was one of the scariest monsters I've seen in a while. And yeah, I'm scared to have sex. Me too. Let's never have sex again. Okay, then blood pass. So there's basically our view of the movie. I hope you give it a chance at least. Go watch it. It's really good. Yeah, so now we're going to hand it off to Old Pop Pops for his special message. Okay, have a good night. Hey everybody, this is Old Pop Pops, and I'm here unboxing this month's Loot Crate. And the theme of this month is fantasy. So let's take a crack inside and see what's in there. Oh, we got a big one, this first one. Let me set the crate down. Oh, we got ourselves a t-shirt. That's a dragon in an ampersand sign. So there's that. And next we have something wrapped in a package. It seems to be an inflatable crown. I'll inflate it up later for you to see. And then next, of course, we have the customary button. This one has a map on it. And looks like we have a Princess Bride's deck of cards. And we have like a Dungeons and Dragons bow tie. Same thing. Oh, and then we have a flash drive with the Stark sigil on it. Let's see what this looks like. holy crap. Look at that. Take it off. There's the USB right at the bottom there. And what do we have? We have a platform 9 3/4 bag tag. I don't know. I don't travel that much, so I don't use bag tags, but that sounds pretty cool, actually. Oh, and we got a magnet set with the sigils for Stark, Lannister, Targaryen, and Baratheon, which is a stag. Okay. So looks like we came. Yeah, looks like we got everything out of here. Okay. A little shield at the bottom of the box there. That's pretty cool looking. So we got our monthly Loot Crate magazine. This is fantasy on the front. As You Wish from Princess Bride. Let's see here. They have interviews and stuff. I am just going to skip straight to. Oh, and then the Mega Crate, which I hope I win. It's a big old PC thing for The Witcher 3, which is really cool. If you haven't seen any of that stuff. Okay, so we got the Dungeons and the ampersand and Dungeons and Dragons shirt. That's pretty cool. The 9 3/4 luggage tag. Inflatable crown. And the bow tie. RPG bow tie. That's what we're playing in. Yes, they were playing cards. And the Princess Bride thing was playing cards. And so a USB flash drive, a Game of Thrones magnet set from Dark Horse. So that's this month's Loot Crate. I think it's too late to get this one, but get next month's one because they're really awesome and always fun. I can't wait for next month. So have fun and don't forget to open your Loot Crates.